10,000 years ago, one decision trapped billions of future lives. Picture yourself standing beside a wild field. There are no cities, no kings, no roads, only wind, grass, and scattered seeds. You are hungry. You can keep walking, chasing animals that might never appear. Or you can stay. One handful of seeds could change everything. For almost 300,000 years, humans lived as hunter-gatherers. They moved with the seasons, they hunted animals, they gathered fruits, nuts, roots, and wild grains. Life was dangerous, but surprisingly diverse. Then something changed. Around 10,000 BCE, after the last ice age ended, temperatures became warmer. Wild wheat and barley spread across parts of the Fertile Crescent. In China, rice began to be cultivated. In Mesoamerica, people slowly transformed a wild grass called teosinte into modern maize. Nobody planned a revolution. Thousands of families made thousands of tiny decisions. Plant another seed, stay one more season, build one more shelter. Generation after generation, those small choices became permanent. Archaeologist Childe later called this transformation the Neolithic Revolution. But was it really a revolution? Or was it a trap? At first, farming seemed like freedom. Food could be stored, children no longer needed to travel long distances, families could survive harsh winters with grain hidden underground. Population slowly increased, villages appeared, then villages became towns. Then something unexpected happened. Once people stayed in one place, they started owning land. Land created wealth. Wealth created inequality. For the first time, one family could possess far more than another. Some people harvested. Others controlled the harvest. Power quietly grew from the soil itself. The earliest governments were not built because humans suddenly became smarter. They were built because someone had to organize fields, irrigation, storage, and taxes. Ancient Mesopotamia became one of the first great civilizations for exactly this reason. The farm fed the city ruled the farm. What looked like freedom slowly became responsibility. Every season demanded more work. Fields needed planting, weeds needed removing, grain needed protecting. Harvests could not wait. Nature had created a calendar that nobody could ignore. Then came another invisible cost. Hunter-gatherers usually ate dozens of different plants and animals throughout the year. Early farmers often depended on only a few crops. Diet became less diverse. Skeletons from early farming communities reveal shorter average heights and more signs of malnutrition than many hunter-gatherers before them. Farming produced more food, but not always better health. Living close together created another problem: disease. For hundreds of thousands of years, small groups rarely stayed in one place long enough for deadly illnesses to spread easily. Farming changed that forever. People lived beside animals. They stored grain. They attracted rats. Rats attracted fleas. Diseases suddenly had permanent homes. Historian William H. McNeill argued that civilization and infectious disease grew together. As villages became cities, epidemics became part of human history. Why would anyone accept that trade? Because farming produced one thing hunters almost never had: surplus. A successful harvest meant extra food. Extra food meant some people no longer needed to grow crops. They became potters, blacksmiths, builders, priests, soldiers, writers, scientists, artists. Agriculture quietly created specialization. Specialization created civilization. Without farms, there would be no pyramids, no Great Wall, no Roman roads, no universities, no modern hospitals. Every invention stood on a foundation of stored food, but the system carried a hidden weakness. What happens when one crop fails? History answered that question many times. The Irish potato famine in the 1840s showed how dependence on a single crop could devastate an entire nation. Millions died or were forced to leave their homes. The fields that once promised security became symbols of disaster. Even today, modern farming faces similar risks: climate change, soil erosion, water shortages, crop diseases. Each harvest depends on countless conditions working together. Yet humanity has never abandoned agriculture. Instead, we invented irrigation, fertilizers, tractors, satellites, drones, artificial intelligence. Every new technology tries to solve the same ancient problem: how do we grow enough food for everyone? But perhaps the strangest truth is this: agriculture no longer serves only nature. Nature now depends on agriculture. Billions of people wake every morning because fields somewhere continue producing food. Cities exist because farmers do. Space missions rely on food grown on Earth. Every supermarket shelf is connected to decisions made thousands of years ago. That first handful of seeds never stopped growing. The story becomes even stranger. Scientists studying ancient DNA have discovered that farming didn't just change the world, it changed us. As dairy animals became common, some human populations evolved lactase persistence, the ability to digest milk into adulthood. Researchers such as Sarah Tishkoff and others have shown that this trait evolved independently in different regions where herding became important. Our bodies adapted to the farms we built, and the farms adapted to us. This partnership has lasted for thousands of years, yet almost everything we eat today is an invention of human selection. Wild bananas were full of hard seeds. Ancient corn had tiny kernels. Early carrots were thin and often purple or white. Generation after generation, people saved the best seeds. Without realizing it, they became the world's first genetic engineers. Every meal is a museum of thousands of years of human choices. So why did humans never stop farming? Because the moment we depended on harvests, there was no easy way back. A city cannot survive by hunting deer. A nation cannot feed millions by gathering berries. Every generation inherited fields from the generation before. Every harvest supported an even larger population. The system reinforced itself. Could humanity ever stop farming now? Not without reinventing how civilization feeds itself. Scientists are already exploring vertical farms, lab-grown meat, precision fermentation, and crops engineered to survive harsher climates. The future of agriculture may look nothing like its past, but its purpose remains exactly the same. Keep humanity